V-A-G-I-N-A, vagina. V-A-G-I-N-A, vagina. V-A-G-I-N-A, vagina. V-A-G-I-N-A, vagina. V-A-G-I-N-A.
We were worried what we think about vaginas, and even more worried what we don't think about them. We were worried about our own vaginas. They needed a context of vaginas, a community, a culture of vaginas. There's so much darkness and secrecy surrounding them, like the Bermuda Triangle. Nobody ever reports back from there.
In the first place, it's not so easy to even find your vagina. Women go weeks, months, sometimes even years without looking at it. A high-powered businesswoman was interviewed, and she was too busy. She didn't have the time. Looking at your vagina, she said, it's a full day's work. You have to get down there on your back in front of a mirror that's standing on its own, full-length preferred. You got to get in the perfect position with the perfect light, which then is shadowed somehow by the mirror and the angle you're at. You get all twisted up, you're arching your head, you're killing your back, you're exhausted by then. She said she didn't have the time for that, she was way too busy.
So there were vagina interviews, which became vagina monologues. Over 200 women were interviewed. Older women, young women, married women, lesbians, single women, college professors, actors, corporate professionals, African American women, Asian American women, Hispanic women, Native American women, Caucasian women, Jewish women. Okay. At first, women were reluctant to talk. They were a little shy. But once they got going, you couldn't stop them. Women secretly love to talk about their vaginas. They get very excited, mainly because no one's ever asked them before.
Let's just start with the word vagina. It sounds like an infection at best, maybe a medical instrument. Hurry, nurse, bring me the vagina. Vagina, vagina. No matter how many times you say it, it never sounds like a word you want to say. It's a totally ridiculous, completely unsexy word. If you use it during sex, trying to be politically correct, darling, could you stroke my vagina? You hit the act right there. We're worried about vaginas.
There was no protection. There was no fluff. I realized then that hair is there for a reason. It's the leaf around the flower, the lawn around the house. You have to love hair in order to love the vagina. You can't pick the parts you want. And besides, my husband never stops screwing around. If your vagina could talk, what would it say? 2 words.
Slow down.
She said it took her over an hour because she was arthritic. But
Down there? I haven't been down there since 1953. No, it had nothing to do with Eisenhower. No. It's a cellar down there. It's very damp, clammy. You don't want to go down there. Trust me. You'd get sick, suffocating, very nauseating. The smell of the clamminess and the mildew, woo, gets in your clothes. Smells unbearable. No, there was no accident down there. It didn't blow up or catch on fire or anything. It wasn't so dramatic. I mean, well, never mind. No, never mind. I can't talk to you about this. I can't do this, talk about down there. What's a smart girl like you going around talking to old ladies about their down there's for? We didn't do this kind of thing when I was a girl. What? Jesus. Okay. There was this boy, Andy Lefkov. He was cute. Well, I thought so. And tall like me. And I really liked him. He asked me out for a date in his car. I can't tell you this. Andy was very good looking. He was a catch. Well, that's what we called it in my day. We were in his car, a new white Chevy Bel Air. And I remember thinking that my legs were too long for the seat. I have long legs. And they were all smushed up against the dashboard.
when suddenly, and I was looking at my big kneecaps, and suddenly he just kissed me, and this surprised and take me by control like they do in the movies kind of way. And well, I got excited. So excited, and well, there was a flood down there. I couldn't control it.
You asked me what it would wear? What kind of question is that? What would it wear? It would wear a big sign.
Closed due to flooding.
Then, the woman who ran the workshop asked how many women in the workshop had had orgasms. 2 women tentatively raised their hands. I didn't raise my hand, but I had had orgasms. I didn't raise my hand because they were accidental orgasms. Bob was the most ordinary man I had ever met. He was tall and thin and nondescript. Oh, he wore khaki tan clothes. Bob didn't like spicy foods or listen to Prince. He had no interest in sexy lingerie. In the summer, he spent time in the shade. He did not share his inner feelings. He did not have any problems or issues. He was not even an alcoholic. He wasn't very funny or articulate or mysterious. He wasn't mean or unavailable. He wasn't self-involved or charismatic. He didn't even drive fast. I didn't particularly like Bob. I would have missed him altogether if he hadn't picked up the change I dropped on the deli floor. When he handed me back my quarters and pennies and his hand accidentally touched mine, something just happened. I went to bed with him.
300 smiles, 300 mulatto-colored cheeks, 300 hungry mouths about to speak, about to tell, about to scream. Gone. Now bone.
Well, my vagina is not going away. It is pissed off and it's staying right here. Like tampons. What the hell is that? A water-dry fucking cotton stuffed up there? Why can't they find a way to subtly lubricate the tampon? As soon as my vagina sees it, it goes into shock. It says forget it. It closes up. You need to work with the vagina. Introduce it to things. Prepare the way. That's what foreplay's all about. You gotta convince my vagina. Seduce my vagina. Engage my vagina's trust. You can't do that with a dry wad of fucking cotton. There are those exams. Who thought them up? There has got to be a better way to do those exams. Why this scary paper dress that scratches your tits and crunches when you lie down? So you feel like a wad of paper someone threw away. Why the rubber gloves? Why the flashlight all there like Nancy Drew working against gravity? Why the Nazi steel stirrups? The mean, cold ducklets they shoved inside you? What's that? My vagina is angry about those visits. It gets defended weeks in advance. It won't go out of the house. Then you get there. Don't you hate that? Scoot down. Relax your vagina. Why? So you can shove those mean cold ducklets inside it? I don't think so.
Why can't they find some nice, delicious purple velvet and wrap it around me? Lay me down on some feathery cotton spread, put on some nice friendly pink or blue gloves, and rest my feet in some fur-covered stirrups. Warm up the ducklets. With my
Yeah!
There's the wasp moan.
The Jewish moan.
The busting into song moan. Oh, baby, to the left, to the left, to the left. Over there, the Congo. What did not do?
reception and the silent